From Thessaloniki to Tirikala to Kalambaka and now Meteora, we've finally made it to a place that has been on top of my wish list for a very long time. I remember as a young child my parents had a coffee table book on Meteora. I remember flicking through the pages, seeing these monasteries on top of gigantic stones rising from the ground and thinking, how did they get the resources up there to build these monasteries? Who were they built for? What purpose did they have? And tomorrow, when we have the whole day, we're about to find out. Today we're walking up to catch the sunset, and hopefully it turns out beautiful for us. 24 monasteries were built on top of these ancient rocks carved into the ground some 60 million years ago. 6 are still operating and therefore available to the public, and the rest lie in varying states of ruin and inaccessible, at least to the tourists. It's an understatement to say that my heart is not popping out of my chest in excitement, and tomorrow will be a real treat. But for now, we'll check out the sunset, and tomorrow is going to be a bloody ripper. Back for another day of exploring in Meteora. You can see the town of Kalambaka behind me. Meteora in Greek means suspended in air, which is fitting for these monasteries that are on top of these rocks, and we're approaching the monastery of the Holy Trinity, completed in 1476, and the view as we approach is pretty outstanding. So in all we'll be trying to get to 6 monasteries and a few ruins as the rest of the tourists on their bus tours have been dropped off, so hopefully we'll beat them. A big day ahead. It's really striking being on top of these rocks here in Meteora, and whilst it's not an uncommon geological feature or appearance, it is strange in the fact that it's tightly compacted into one particular area, whereas everywhere I look throughout my view line, just normal hills and normal mountains appear. So it's strange that it's in such a small area, and you can see these troughs in the rock, really striking feature with the backdrop of the monastery behind us. And these aren't carved by hand, of course. This is millions and millions of years of wind and rain erosion, which finally gives it its striking appearance. And you can really get a sense of how high up we are as we come down to the edge. You don't want to be taking a brewski tumble down there, do you? well, if you can't bring up resources by hand, you'll need a winch, and most of the monasteries have a winch. We're at the monastery of Valam, and it has a really nice example of one. I'll just show you. The winch, obviously connected by rope to a wooden centerpiece. This is of course original, so unsure how old, but you can imagine hundreds of years old, this wooden centerpiece. This one's fairly modernized. You can see a metal tray, but back in the day it would have been, well, a sack originally, and then maybe a wooden box. But here is a good example of what they would have used back in the day, just a sack, wrap the resources and bring it up. And fair enough, because she is a fair distance down. So I said before they would use the winches in these monasteries to bring up larger supplies and maybe go by foot for smaller supplies. And I always knew that the winches came first. It was such a hard place to get to, and to build things took such a long time, but I didn't know how late the actual staircases for easy access came. They came in 1921. Most of the staircases in these monasteries were built in the 1920s. So in 1517, 2 monks settled on this rock. In 1535, the erection of the winch tower was completed. So that's that there. So they were just playing silly buggers essentially for 20 years before the winch tower was constructed. They would have had a ladder, a vertical ladder that dropped all the way down as well, but that would have been hellish to climb. And then in 1542, the construction of the Calathicon, which is the main church, was built. So this goes to show how long it took to even get things started here. 500 years to build the staircase. Crazy. So that's all the monasteries that we have time for. 4 out of 6 is not bad, but I want to see some ruins, and we also need to get back in time to book a bus. I'm solo at the moment on a trail, what I think is a trail. Think being the operative word. There are cairns, so I believe I'm on the right track, but yeah, I don't know. Well, fortune favours the brave. Look at this. And I think I'm going to come across some ruins. I may have to turn back. Let's see. Okay, well, this is ill-advised, to be honest. It's barely a trail. I'm getting saved by cairns, to be honest. It's more of a animal track, you know, like an animal passageway, to be fair, but kinda works out because of the scenery. It's absolutely stunning. Unfortunately, in the monasteries, because they're working monasteries, a lot of it is closed off and only a small section is available to the public, so I didn't get a hell of a lot of footage just because there's so many people and it's hard to get a clean shot off. Whee! But yeah, hopefully I can get some nice ruin shots if I can navigate my way through this trail. I don't know what it is, but thank God for people who set up cairns. Top dogs. Well, we made it. No dramas at all. Actually, maybe some dramas, but look at that. That is a ruin. Hopefully it picks up. It's as ruined as you can get a ruin. Just, I guess you call it wooden beams, poles, just clinging to the rock there. We're edging closer and closer. This might be the best shot I can get, but man, it seems like something out of like Star Wars, like a sci-fi film, you know? Like, how the hell did they do any of that? And that wood's just been stuck in situ for hundreds of years, just clinging on to the edge. That's crazy. Well, monasteries on top of rocks are all well and good. They're great, beautiful, love it, boom. But this is what I came here for. True hermitage stuff. I mean, look at that ladder just on the brink, and somehow it just stays still in time. There is evidence of brickwork. I can see it, might not pick up on the video, but there is brickwork up there as well, and that's what hermits did, right? They wanted to get away from people, away from social life, to practice their religion and just be undisturbed. And look at you! What are you doing over there? I mean, these places aren't obviously that you can't get to that. Locals, I can imagine, do find a way to get in there and keep it maintained, but that's, I don't believe you can visit that as a tourist. But this is just mind-boggling. I could stand here for hours just in awe. Beautiful stuff. And here's just another angle a bit further back, just painstaking work. I can't imagine how long this would have taken, the blood, sweat and tears. It's just honestly boggles the mind. It makes no sense to me. But I mean, imagine the craftsmanship to still be standing. Obviously, you know, in derelict fashion, but to still weather the test of time, it's got to be a testament to how well it was built by essentially just monks, right? Wild, yeah. And just as I was about to wrap it up in this whole video, we turn the corner and you've got to be yanking my doodle. I mean, get out of town. I mean, this is just nonsense, absolutely nonsense. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to have a cold shower after this one because I am hot and bothered. I mean, you got your mud work mixed in with the large stones, good insulation, and we get in here. She's a bit dark, so I've got the torch on. I mean, sacrifice a bit of comfort for some shelter, I guess. I mean, that's a little, see that? It's a little shelf on top of the cave, maybe for sleeping. Maybe, you know, mum and dad up top there with the kiddies. And you got a bit of space. It actually extends quite a while back. Not sure if it's picking it up a lot, but it's really ridiculous. Couple of windows. Get some natural sunlight in. Oh. We're in another house here, and this is another shelf. It extends quite a while back. This is actually massive. There's a huge rock just chilling in the center of the room, and there's hay and shit on the ground. So this has definitely been used by farmers or herders in the past. I don't know anymore, so maybe there would have been sheep or goat here in the past, but I'm sorry, it's not picking up the best, but it actually extends quite a while, and there are multiple shelves. Can I get up here? Oi! Oh, I'm gonna fall in this sheep shit. Look at that! Oh, unfortunately I can't really pick it up, but this extends quite a while. This is gargantuan. Amazing. And I can imagine it's all natural. You're not chipping away at this. Oh. Alright, back we go. Well, this dwelling has some good lighting just to demonstrate how far back these caves extend. Hopefully it's picking up there, but I mean, yeah, you can have a good time in here, to be honest. Not much smaller than an apartment, to be fair. It's not going to cost you over $1 million either. I'd be quite happy. With that. Nice little view. Look at that for a view. That's $1 billion view. Stop it. That's nonsense. Okay, now I'm going to end the video. If you've stayed around, because I think this is going to be a long one, you're a champ. This is a place that I've been wanting to visit ever since I was a young lad, and it has not disappointed. If you ever get the chance, I would highly recommend. It's pretty cheap. Every monastery is like €5, so it's not a bad day out if you can handle the walking. So I think off to Delphi next. We were thinking Athens, but we've still got 10 odd days. Well, Lucy's got 10 odd days here left, so Delphi next, possibly. Catch you later.